to allude to the changing economy that we find ourselves in the midst of. When I graduated from high school quite a few years ago, I think 65–70% of the jobs in this nation didn't require specific skills. Today, 70% of the jobs do require specific skills. Those jobs that don't require high levels of skills are going away. We don't, you know, some will say that everyone doesn't need a college education and everyone doesn't need a college education, but everybody needs to be well prepared, and they need to make that decision. A youngster and his or her parents need to make the decision whether they're going on to higher education or whether they're going right into the world of work. And what the world of work requires today is much different than what it required back when I was coming out of high school. So I think it's incumbent upon us to make sure that every youngster has the skills that would enable them to compete. And when they graduate from high school, that if they want to go right to the world of work, they have the skills to go to the world of work. And there's jobs that don't require something beyond a high school education are disappearing. That if they want to go to higher education, they have the skills to get into a college of their choice, and they can succeed. If they want to go into the military, they have the skills to be a 21st century soldier, sailor, or airman. So we're looking at a whole different skill set requirement today than we'd ever looked at before. At one time, as Lieutenant Governor said earlier, there were jobs for high school dropouts. There were jobs for those who had low levels of skills, but the paper mills, the steel mills, the textile mills, they're going offshore. They're going away, and they're being replaced by research triangle type jobs that not necessarily requiring a college education, but certainly requiring something beyond the four-year high school education. And we think this connection, this tighter connection between secondary schools and higher education can fill that need.
I think almost everyone that I talk to agrees that you're going to need something beyond traditional high school. Not everybody's going to need a four-year degree. But when we talk about STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math, so many people, when they hear that, think doctors and scientists. Auto mechanics is computer science today. I mean, your automobile is run by a computer basically. And in so many arenas that we have, jobs that you would not have thought of science, technology, engineering, and math being a critical curriculum, it is today. So I've said if you were redrawing education today, I don't know that you would even draw a four-year high school diploma. I think you would focus on these five-year programs where at the end of that fifth year you have a technical skill or an associate's degree that prepares you to enter the workforce or go on to a four-year degree. No, not everybody will go on to a four-year degree, and they don't need to, but they do need that skill. And in reference to the caller's comment about the skills that the students need, one thing we heard in the Jobs Commission across the board, every region you went into, you heard something that was different than another region, but consistently through all seven, they were critical and said that our students need more of the soft skills, the ability to communicate, the ability to express themselves in writing, the ability to express themselves verbally, the ability to work in teams with one another, and the ability to problem solve. They felt that the students were not coming out with those types of skills, and in a 21st century economy, that is going to be critical. Corporate structure is changing as we speak. You're familiar with a corporate pyramid with the guy at the top and you come down. That's changing. It's going to be more horizontal, working in smaller groups, team networking and working in teams with people, and those people may be somebody at a computer in North Carolina and another one at a computer in Spain and another one in Japan and another one in Mexico, working together on a particular problem. So those skills we need to enhance. And again, early colleges adapt themselves well to that.